Discipline is the hidden engine behind every success story. It's what allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results. But here's the truth: most people don't realize discipline is not about willpower, and it's not about forcing yourself to do what you don't want to do. True discipline is something deeper. It's a lifestyle, a mindset, and most importantly, it can become addictive. Think about it. When you're consistent in small actions, waking up early, completing your tasks, exercising, reading, or even meditating, you start to feel a sense of control over your life. That feeling is powerful. It becomes something your mind starts to crave. You don't just do things out of obligation. You do them because the small victories themselves feel rewarding. And when discipline starts to feel rewarding, it becomes unstoppable. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they give up before habits can take hold. They underestimate the compounding power of small, consistent actions. Discipline is what bridges the gap between who you are and who you want to become. The good news is that anyone can build it, and anyone can make it addictive, but you need the right approach. In this video, I'm going to share 5 powerful strategies that will make you addicted to discipline. Strategies that will help you start small, stay consistent, embrace discomfort, automate your habits, and even reward yourself along the way. Follow these methods daily, and you won't just develop discipline, you'll transform it into an addiction that fuels your success, your growth, and your personal mastery. If you commit to this, you won't just get more done, you'll become the kind of person who naturally, effortlessly, and almost automatically achieves more every single day. Strategy 1. Start small. Win every day. Discipline doesn't start with giant leaps, starts with tiny, consistent actions. Most people try to overhaul their entire life at once, setting huge goals, and then fail within days. That's not how habits are built. To make discipline addictive, you need to start small and win every day. Think of it like compounding interest. Waking up just 10 minutes earlier, reading 1 page of a book, or doing 5 push-ups may seem insignificant, but over time, these small wins accumulate into unstoppable momentum. Each time you succeed in these small actions, your brain releases a sense of satisfaction, a subtle reward. This is the key. Your mind begins to crave the feeling of accomplishment itself, making you want to repeat the habit. Here's how to make it work. Pick one habit you want to build. Keep it so small that skipping it feels impossible. Track your wins. Use a journal, a habit app, or even a simple checklist. Seeing your progress reinforces the habit and makes it more rewarding. Celebrate internally. You don't need to shout it out or post it online. Simply acknowledge the win and let it fuel your motivation. When you start small, every day becomes a victory. You stop relying on motivation, which is temporary, and instead, you rely on momentum, which grows stronger with each success. The more you win, the more you want to win, and that's how discipline becomes addictive. Remember, massive transformation doesn't happen in a single day. It happens one small victory at a time. Start small, win every day, and watch your discipline grow naturally until it becomes an unstoppable part of who you are. Asterisk. Strategy 2. Make discipline painful. To skip. One of the most powerful ways to become addicted to discipline is to associate inaction with discomfort. Humans are wired to avoid pain. If you can attach a small consequence to skipping a habit, your mind begins to push you toward action automatically. This turns discipline from a choice into a natural response. Think about it. When skipping a workout or procrastinating on an important task causes even minor discomfort, a mild embarrassment, accountability to someone, or a small personal penalty, your brain starts to take action to avoid that feeling. Over time, this builds an automatic response. You don't want the pain, so you follow through. Here's how to apply it effectively. Set clear consequences. For example, if you miss a habit, commit to doing something slightly uncomfortable, like doing extra push-ups, sending a message admitting you failed, or donating to a cause you don't like. Embrace small, deliberate discomforts daily. Discipline grows strongest when you face resistance head-on rather than avoiding it. Reframe pain as a tool. The temporary discomfort of sticking to your habits is nothing compared to the long-term satisfaction and control it brings. By doing this consistently, your brain starts craving discipline because skipping it now comes with a cost. The habit becomes self-reinforcing. You no longer rely on fleeting motivation or willpower. The natural avoidance of discomfort drives you automatically. Remember, growth always lives outside your comfort zone. The more you face small discomforts, the more your mind becomes addicted to the rewards of discipline, and the easier it becomes to stay consistent even when life gets difficult. Discipline is no longer a choice. It becomes the path of least resistance, and once your mind starts following that path naturally, you're unstoppable. Strategy 3. Automate your habits. One of the most overlooked secrets of true discipline is automation. The less your brain has to decide whether to act or not, the easier it is to stay consistent. Every decision you delay or debate creates friction. Over time, these tiny moments of hesitation add up and your discipline weakens. That's why the most disciplined people don't rely on willpower. They remove choice from the equation. Automation means making your habits inevitable. Set yourself up so that the action is the default, not an option. For example, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Don't ask, should I work out? It's already done. Pre-plan meals to avoid reaching for unhealthy shortcuts. Use alarms, reminders, or habit apps to cue your daily routines. When you automate, your environment does the heavy lifting for you. Your mind doesn't waste energy debating it, just acts. Over time, these small automated actions compound. The habit becomes seamless, and discipline no longer feels like a struggle. It feels like part of your daily flow. Here's a practical tip. Start with one habit and automate it completely. Once you see how effortless it becomes, layer in another. Slowly, your day fills with automated routines that reinforce discipline without requiring constant motivation. Remember, discipline thrives when you make it unavoidable. Willpower is limited, but automation is infinite. The more of your habits you automate, the less you rely on motivation and the more addicted your mind becomes to the feeling of accomplishment. In short, automate your life, remove friction, and let discipline run on autopilot. This is how small actions turn into unstoppable momentum. Strategy 4. Shape your environment. Your environment is one of the most powerful tools for building discipline or one of the biggest obstacles. The truth is simple. Your habits are heavily influenced by what surrounds you. If your space is cluttered, your phone is full of distractions, or you're constantly around people who don't take their goals seriously, staying disciplined becomes a daily struggle. To make discipline addictive, you need to design an environment that naturally supports your habits. This means arranging your space, your schedule, and even your social circle in ways that make the right actions effortless and the wrong actions inconvenient. Here's how to do it. Visual cues. Keep reminders of your goals where you see them often. Place your workout gear in plain sight. Leave books on your desk, or put motivational quotes where you can read them every day. These cues gently nudge you toward action. Remove temptations, out of sight, out of mind. Clear distractions like junk food, social media notifications, or clutter that pulls your attention away from your priorities. Surround yourself with discipline. The people you spend the most time with influence your habits. When you're around ambitious, consistent individuals, their energy becomes contagious. You start matching their level of focus and discipline almost automatically by shaping your environment this way. Discipline stops being a struggle of willpower. It becomes the path of least resistance. Every decision leans toward productivity. Every action reinforces your habits, and your mind begins to crave this structured, supportive environment. Remember, your surroundings can either sabotage your growth or accelerate it. Make every element around you a silent partner in building your discipline, and you'll find it easier and more satisfying to stick to your habits consistently. Discipline becomes addictive when your environment constantly reinforces the behaviors you want to cultivate. Shape it wisely, and your success becomes inevitable. Strategy 5. Reward yourself and reflect. Discipline isn't meant to feel like punishment, it's meant to feel empowering. To make it addictive, you need to link your habits to a reward system and reflect on your progress regularly. When your brain begins associating discipline with satisfaction, pride, and growth, it craves the feeling just like an addiction. Here's how to make it work. Celebrate small wins. Every time you complete a task, even a tiny one, pause and acknowledge it. Feel the satisfaction of following through. This internal reward reinforces the habit and makes your mind want to repeat it. Reflect daily. Take a few minutes at the end of each day to review what you accomplished. What did you stick to? Where could you improve? Reflection turns ordinary actions into meaningful progress and helps you notice patterns that accelerate growth. Make it enjoyable. Discipline doesn't have to be painful. Pair productive actions with positive experiences: a walk after studying, your favorite music while exercising, or a small treat after completing a task. When the process feels good, your brain naturally seeks it. By linking discipline to reward, you create a cycle. Action gives satisfaction, gives craving, gives repetition. Over time, this cycle transforms discipline into something your mind actively seeks. It's no longer about forcing yourself, it's about following a path that feels good, natural, and unstoppable. Remember, the strongest discipline comes from internal motivation, not external pressure. When you celebrate your wins, reflect on your progress, and enjoy the process, discipline becomes addictive. You'll find yourself naturally sticking to your habits, improving every day, and craving the growth that comes from consistency. Discipline stops being a struggle. It becomes a source of pride, energy, and unstoppable momentum. Make it rewarding, and your commitment becomes automatic. Discipline is not about punishment or forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. It's about creating a life where your actions naturally lead to growth, success, and mastery. The strategies we discussed today, starting small, embracing discomfort, automating habits, shaping your environment, and rewarding yourself, are not just tips. They are a blueprint to make discipline addictive, so it becomes part of who you are, not something you struggle to maintain. When you follow these strategies consistently, something incredible happens. You start winning small victories every day. Each win builds momentum. Momentum turns into habit. Habit becomes addiction. And suddenly, your life begins to change almost effortlessly. Tasks you once avoided become easy. Goals you once thought were out of reach suddenly feel achievable. Discipline stops being a choice. It becomes your natural state. Remember, the journey to mastery is not a sprint. It is built in the small, daily actions that compound over time. Every time you stick to a habit, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient, you are training your mind to crave discipline, not avoid it. That craving is what makes it addictive, and that addiction is what transforms ordinary people into unstoppable achievers. So, take these strategies, apply them consistently, and watch your life evolve. Start today, start small, and commit to building momentum. Celebrate your wins, reflect on your progress, and structure your environment to support your growth. Do this, and discipline will stop feeling like a struggle. It will feel like freedom. Discipline is the key to control, mastery, and success. Make it addictive, and you'll not only achieve more, you'll become someone who cannot settle for mediocrity. The best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of your consistent action. Start now, and make discipline your greatest ally.